Welcome to another installment of Ethfinance's Daily Doots, where we review Ethfinance's subreddit's daily thread for their Daily Doots, which are top comments on their daily thread. So let's go ahead and get into this. Squarov on this day wrote, "On this day in 2020, Runtime Verification successfully completes the formal verification of the Ethereum 2.0 deposit contract. Set Protocol launches Set Social Trading, enabling users to automatically follow other traders' strategies. ETH has never been so stable between $169 and 0.01936 Bitcoin ratio. In 2019, blockchain analysis from Elementis provides more transparency into the Cryptopia hack. A total of $16 million in Ether and ERC20 tokens was stolen. Switzerland-based Falcon Private Bank introduces support for direct transfers and storage of Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. Ben Davidow makes 19 prediction of Augur in 2019. It will continue its slow march towards becoming the world's freest, most frictionless financial market where anyone can speculate on anything. There's no use crying over spilled ETH from $120 to $117 at Bitcoin ratio of 0.0328. In 2018, John Bacchus warns about valuable information being leaked from in-browser Ethereum wallets such as MetaMask and Parity. Grandiose delusions bring ETH from $1,154 to $1,050 at Bitcoin ratio of 0.09165. In 2017, in an interview with Fortune, Fred Ehrsam hints at Ethereum as one of the reasons he recently left Coinbase. The company he co-founded, this is the first time it's become viable that you can build some really powerful new ideas on top of the blockchain infrastructure that's available now, especially with Ethereum, and that's a huge ringing endorsement, I think. ETH pranks shorters from $10.60 to $10.90 at Bitcoin ratio of 0.01183. In 2016, the Ethereum Stack exchanges launched. ETH metabolizes from $1.50 to $1.60, or Bitcoin ratio of 0.00363 to Bitcoin ratio of 0.0038. All right, moving on. JS Tears wrote the haiku. 1559. Nobody cares that you're mine. Let the fees calm down. Daily haiku until we're at least at 0.178 on the ETH Bitcoin ratio, or highest market cap. Junior MRX wrote, I wonder what percentage of all ETH is owned by members of this subreddit. I remember a chart from a few months back that showed about 120,000 wallets had 32 ETH or above. We're barely 30,000 people here. Someone is watching his ETH grow alone, unaware of this great community. Very well put. But I do have my doubts about there being folks who do not have any community at all. I'm fairly certain that everyone that is involved in ETH has some sort of community, whether it be other ETH subreddits such as ETH Trader or cryptocurrency subreddits, or YouTube, Discord, Twitter, things like that. All right, let's continue moving on. Revan Christ, or Kist1, wrote Danny Ryan yesterday. Let's see what he has to say. There was an update from Danny Ryan yesterday. Old news I know. EIP 1559. EIP 1559, a highly anticipated upgrade of Ethereum's fee market, is also sufficiently independent of ETH2 and can technically happen either before or after the ETH1 plus ETH2 merge. That said, our research and development on this item has picked up steam in the last 12 months, and we optimistically will see 1559 fee mechanics on mainnet in 2021. Something of note, though, is that 1559 style fee mechanics will be native to ETH2 sharded data layer. This will allow for better UX to Ethereum's data consumers when attempting to chuck data into the Ethereum network, most tangibly avoiding rollups and confidently checking their block data into the beacon coin. What does that mean? What does the second part mean concerning aiding rollup? How does EIP 1559 help with that? Client diversity. As far as we can tell, client diversity is not optimal today. According to some estimates, Prism nodes account for at least 50% of mainnet nodes. And although this does not map one-to-one to the amount of stake being secured by each client, it is likely discretionary representative. I wonder why Prism is the most used client. I used Prism as well because the documentation was spot on and very noob friendly. I remember when I first participated in the testnet, Prism's documentation was leagues ahead of the other clients, and it was still the same right before Genesis. Maybe the other clients could copy the documentation style of the Prismatic Labs team. ETH1 and ETH2 equals Ethereum. ETH1 is primarily the operation and upgrading of Ethereum's user layer, state transaction accounts, all the things the end user considers when interacting with Ethereum. ETH2, on the other hand, is a series of upgrades meant to overhaul Ethereum's core consensus to move from energy-hungry, inefficient proof of work to a more scalable proof of stake. And what do we primarily want to consensus on with this upgraded consensus mechanism? The ETH1 user layer. That's a great way to explain it. ETH1 equals body parts, user layer, and ETH2 equals brains, consensus layer. The Ethereum network secures hundreds of billions of dollars in assets and other activity, and thus the path to upgrade its core consensus, although radical in scope, must be conservative and iterative in rollout. The one problem of Ethereum increasing in value is the resulting conservative stance that happens with upgrades. Newer blockchains will not have to deal with that weight on their shoulder and are able to freely experiment and throw caution to the wind. As Ethereum matures, the community will grow larger, and I fear the mindset will hinder its growth. I worry that this conservative natured mindset will morph into a sizable group that opposes any change and makes development difficult. While being conservative is the right mindset to have when it comes to making upgrades to a network that handles billions in value, I can't help but see a repetition of Bitcoin's story. After Bitcoin started to gain value, development became mired in lengthy back and forths. Even the simplest things that were in the social contract and agreed upon before became sources of contention, and soon after that the community became split, with those who wanted to continue the free spirit of development attitude and those who were fearful of change. I posted about this a while ago and mention it almost every time I bring up Bitcoin. Everything in moderation. I really don't want to see that level of stagnation happen to Ethereum. Fairly dense reading. I peculiarly. This guy actually had a bet, non-monetary bet, just bragging rights bet, as to whether we thought that Bitcoin will come back under $20,000, and it is for a year, so for the rest of 2021. So far I'm pretty optimistic about my bet. He proposed a 0.2 ETH, but I was like, I don't want to risk any of my ETH, even though I was fairly certain I would feel terrible to have to part with some ETH. But looks like I should have taken that bet, I think. And I was pretty sure about it, but I didn't take it because I did feel that a flash crash was feasible to occur. But so far so good with that bet for bragging rights. Looks like I'm on the winning side so far, and let's see if that continues to play out for the rest of the year. Okay, so I peculiarly says, decentralized finance is flourishing on Ethereum. Billions are being locked up. Stakers are lining up for weeks for the opportunity to validate ETH2, and Coinbase hasn't even gotten into the game. Optimistic rollups are coming out fully soon to scale DeFi enough to let Ethereum be a new financial settlement layer for the world. It's all coming together. The space is growing exponentially in terms of research, development, usability, and adoption. It's the largest positive feedback loop I've ever seen. Well put. May Neminu. Daily bear divergence confirmed, and Bitcoin broke down from a descending triangle. Bleh. I'm still getting my brain turned on and digesting the move and what I see. So these are my quick thoughts. The bad. Daily bear divergence confirmed, and Bitcoin broke down from descending triangle. Where do we go from here? In my opinion, a bounce that gets sold into before continuing down, one level at a time, but eventually 1,000 or lower looks likely. The good. The fact that alt Bitcoin ratios are holding up, at least for now, is a great sign of things to come once the dust settles. Dems are going to turn on the money printer. Brr. Where is that meme from? Turn on the money printer. Brr. I've been seeing that so much. Anyway, legacy markets continue to be bullish. Risk on. The market is in a strong uptrend, so any bearish patterns and targets underperform. No need to rush into a position either way. You should be calmly executing a plan. No plan, do nothing. Okay, perfect. And that's my plan, to do nothing.
Everybody's doing something. We'll do nothing.
Pocket Whale Lord. FUD attempt on people saying Yellen is trying to shut down crypto, and it's pissing me off. Nice write-up. Let's see what he has to say. This is an obvious FUD attempt on people saying Yellen is trying to shut down crypto, and it's pissing me off. The quote from Yellen: Dr. Yellen, what do you view as the potential threats and benefits these innovations and technologies will have on U.S. national security? Do you think more needs to be done to ensure we have appropriate safeguards and regulations for digital and cryptocurrencies in place? Answer: I think it is important we consider the benefits of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets and the potential they have to improve the efficiency of the financial system. At the same time, we know they can be used to finance terrorism, facilitate money laundering, and support malign activities that threaten U.S. national security interests and the integrity of the U.S. and international financial systems. I think we need to look closely at how to encourage their use for legitimate activities while curtailing their use for malign and illegal activities. If confirmed, I intend to work closely with the Federal Reserve Board and the other federal banking and security regulators on how to implement an effective regulatory framework for these and other fintech innovations. So she states what has always been on the table: more regulation on both the good and bad side of crypto. Okay, so personally, I think that increased regulation is good for the space as long as it's reasonable regulation. So I don't find what Yellen said here to be that unreasonable, and honestly I'm kind of surprised that this is all she said, because I've been reading what others have been quoting her, and it seems like folks have only been quoting, they've been zooming in on the we know they can be used to finance terrorism and not mentioning anything else within her quote. So yes, folks have been misquoting her or taking it out of context rather, but that's my personal opinion. Let's continue moving on. JT Nicole, mod of Ethfinance. Let's see what he has to say. Bought $980, sold $1,380, bought $1,193. We'll see how this goes. This is just some money on the exchange waiting to cash out to pay taxes with, and now some short-term taxes too. Get in FOMO after seeing 20% drop and the ratio not flinching. Edit: if you are new here, don't listen to these crazy MFers below me. I'm not a trader. I'm the Charlie Brown of Ethfinance of 2020, and that's a fact. LOL. Love you guys and lady. Alright, terrific. I think that was good trades, personally. Let's see what ETH is at right now. ETH is at 1180 right now. What did he buy and sell at? Well, so he's a little bit down from where he bought at, but I think he's still good. Age like milk. I wouldn't say age like milk. I think he made a good buy. In the long term, he's going to come out ahead with more ETH. I mean, he has more ETH now than he would have if he held at 1380. Mr. Finner, or M. Finners, wanted to let you know that Loop Ring Smart Wallet was released on Google Play stores yesterday. Alright, great. Pops and cats, the real hedge against inflation, are the friendships we made along the way. Aw, wholesome. Let's see if he said anything else. Nope. That's it. Someone responded, screw your friendship, I want 5,000 ETH. Terrible. Alright guys, so that's it for this episode of Ethfinance's Daily Doots. So good luck in your investments, be safe out there, and happy hodling!